the flagship show of the Boulevard Boys YouTube channel. Welcome to Here Comes the Lame, a high concept, high intelligence show for your wrestling ears to soak right up. I am joined by Emperor Palpatine, the flagship Joe of the flagship show. Ladies and gentlemen, Jedi Joe.
Hey, I'm glad we can make it this week.
I'm so sorry. Let me just issue to you a public apology. First and foremost, I was supposed to record Thursday night, so we moved it till Friday, the show, with a very stellar and painstakingly made not happening graphic. Hashtag 2 white guys with a podcast. And then recording was canceled on Thursday. And then we had golf on Friday, which ran late. And it's like 3:00. I'm waiting for my golf partners to show up. I'm like, man, it's either gonna be a photo finish to get back in time on Friday for Here Comes, or I'm gonna get back and I'm gonna be 4 beatboxes deep. So either way, it's a lose-lose. So I said, how mad at me do I want Joe? And I just figured that by canceling everything, you don't think it now, Joe. But I feel like that would have made you the least mad at me of all the possibilities of what could have happened.
Yeah, we've been dragging you on Twitch, by the way, like for a week. Like Jomo and I, and then whoever's been like coming in, you know.
Oh, great!
Just come shit on Pat.
Wow, that's boosting the Twitch numbers.
Yeah.
It's finally turned around once you.
So what we do is like we made you inside of the Fallout New Vegas game, like your character.
Hell yeah!
So it's like charisma 10, like your stats, like charisma 10, but then like intelligence 2, and then we just keep throwing you off cliffs and shit. Having you get like fucked by crabs and scorpions and shit.
It's so crazy how Fallouts 3 and 4 were always a meme. And now all you see in the gaming meme community is like Fallout, like wacky things that happen in Fallout. I was like, dude, yeah. I knew this. Yeah,
because nobody knew. Pat. Oh, that's right. Jomo says Pat to the bone. So like we made you like all like. You know, it's got like the handlebar or like the mustache because it's all like gingered out. You know, it's all
hell yeah,
orange. But then he's got the glasses and the Desperado hat and like the black outfit. Like
Desperado hat plus 10
pat to the bone,
plus 10 small arm.
Instead of like bad to the bone, it's like pat to the bone.
So do you choose every like bullshit conversation option for me? Like, do you think to yourself? WWP.
The speech stat is up there.
Yeah, because I'm a bullshit artist.
The past. Yeah, so like we're always gonna lie, always get through and lie and like get our way through just lying and like bullshitting people. You know.
Wow, I absolutely hate this. But have you been enjoying it? Have you been enjoying New Vegas? I've been thinking about Fallout 4 and how I want to play it again. The difference between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 is really they just added weather events to Fallout 4.
Oh, that's right. Now you said that, I totally forgot they had like a radiation storm in that game.
There were some moments of playing. I have memories of playing Fallout 4 where you like come out of a vault and you're like walking over like a precipice, and it's like the scenery does look pretty cool with like the weather with like the neon green storm. You know.
Yeah, I totally forgot they had like radiation storms in that game.
Well, a lot of Fallout.
And then you can get mods too, and really like crank it up. Like different shit can happen. You have more storms, different weather events. Like I keep trying to like add more and more mods every stream. You know, like they have ones that are like adding companions and adding missions. You know, like we talked about, like with adding actual content to the game, not like quality of life things. Not like adjusting textures and like, you know, surface stuff.
Right.
It's like actual like people that went in and
wrote a
script.
Mission. Yeah.
They wrote a script and voiced the fucking voiced actors and actresses.
Sick. That's so sick.
It's really funny. It's funny though because like the one girl companion I got is like really annoying and like she makes jokes and shit, but then she ends up being like kind of funny. But she has like her quest line is it's kind of like simpy. It's
Right.
like if you were the simp and you're simping to her because she's a cute blonde girl. And I'm like, this shit was written by simps, man. Like it was like, oh, you gotta go get the gift for the girl, and so then she'll like you. And
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah,
gotta
this is written by
subscribe
a
to her
bunch of
OnlyFans and
yeah, a bunch of modder simps fucking wrote this code and shit, man. Come on, man.
Isn't
Yeah,
there
Willow's
like
simp mod.
isn't there a new game that's like a simp post-apocalyptic open world game that came out? Hold on, I gotta look it up real quick. And like I'm watching this stuff, and it's like it's basically like what was the game where like it was a fighting game and all the girls' boobies bounced? You know what I'm talking about?
Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive, and then they made Dead or Alive beach volleyball. It's like
there's
expand
a volleyball
right.
version.
So there's like a new game, and like the woman runs like around in a bikini, and her like boobs are like bouncing all over the place, and it's like Simp Nation.
There's a lot of those games on Steam. If you start like digging and shit, like
Oh,
there's a
I've
lot of those games.
definitely looked into like the top 10 this week, and it's like Sex University, AnimeSexUniversity.com. You know? It's like,
Have sex in this game.
yeah, you have virtual. It's like, I mean, oh man, I guess we're just gonna go off the rails right away. I just can't understand, and I don't know, maybe I just can't wrap my head around it. But like, if you like, why would you play? Like, is there a bigger adrenaline rush because like the payoff of a mission of a game is watching a virtual porn scene? Like, why wouldn't you just watch porn? Like, I like to keep my porn and my video games completely separate.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
I mean that's what people wanted. That's what these modders and these degenerates want to see is, that's why VR is so popular. I had a buddy say that to me, wrestling buddy. He's like, yo, have you tried that VR shit, bro? I'm like, no. He's like, yo, it's
like
so
VR
real,
porn?
dude. Yeah. I'm like, I'm all right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm okay. I mean,
I'm good.
I guess at one point, so what, like the porn is happening in front of you, right? It's like a POV. It's happening.
I don't know if it was a game or like they were like reenacting a scene or something.
So it's like, hey, you can have all the anxiety of having real sex with this beautiful woman, like you could like it's POV, but you can look over here and see the wall. You can like put your
you
head
can
up
see
and,
your
like,
room.
Yeah, it's like, oh, please, I can't look.
You can see your Pokemon figures.
Right. She's blowing you with your Pokemon.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
can see the wall.
yeah, it's like, oh, it's just like porn, except instead of watching the naked stuff, you can look over and see your kitchen,
Yeah. You can see your significant other.
Yeah.
Fuck me, dude.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, I wonder when they're going to do a VR version of Mariah May versus Tennille Dashwood or whatever the
Yeah. the AEW brand matches. that they've
Mira
been doing.
Shirakawa, right, where they're always kissing.
Yeah, Mina Shirakawa, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Champagne match, brother.
Champagne. Hey, was Mina Shirakawa the one that we saw at Ring of Honor?
Correct, yeah. Now she's just all over fucking AEW every
It's
week.
almost
and,
like once
that was
our
the beginning.
brains-
That was the beginning of this whole storyline of
Yeah.
absolute nothing with just
Champagne-
champagne and
surrounded by
lesbian kissing and like pumping.
Yeah.
This is wrestling, brother.
That's where we make movies.
Oh, I can't believe they did that. Wow.
So how's work? I see that in 2 weeks of not talking to you, or we missed 1 week, you have a all black hoodie on. You're emo Joe now. So how's work going? Is work seems to be turning you towards the dark side?
No. It's been great.
It's been great.
They want me like helping out the new people already. I'm like, I'm new. I can't be helping the new people. I'm new.
Yeah, but I mean, if this company is commission based and you could like just automatically jump to like salary, fuck.
I don't think the salary of leadership is that much of a jump where it's worth it though.
Yeah, but I mean, but at least it's safety net, because think about it. If you're half and half right now, And you
I
just
would. Well, no, I think it's more so like 3-1, to be honest with you.
3-1. What?
Or it's like 2-1 commission at base salary.
Oh, so it's mostly commission. See, I
Wow.
can't. That's where we differ as restaurant people. Obviously, we've always been in different roles. You're back of house.
Dude, I was thinking the other day you would do so well at this fucking job.
Really? Wow, that just made my day. I'm really bad at sales.
Because you just
Joe.
go and knock on doors and bullshit people into just making an appointment for someone to like maybe buy a roof
So you get paid on the appointment or on the roof?
on the appointment. But it has the demonstration has to happen.
I've never been good at sales. I worked at Verizon, and like
yeah,
I
that's bullshit sales. That's
yeah.
poo-poo sales.
Poo-poo. That's retail sales. So
Yeah, I mean,
that's
like you're just
retail.
waiting. Yeah, that's retail. You're waiting for people to come in and shit. This, it's like you're going to them. You're outside. I mean, yeah, my allergies are bucking out today. Like, there's that. But I mean, it's not always going to be like that. They don't ride you. You can take lunch when you want. As long as you're doing well, it's fine.
Yeah, but it would be like, it would be like, an old lady would come in, and they'd be like, upgrading her like.
I need a phone, bitch.
Right, upgrading her flip phone. It was just like 25 minutes of me explaining to her what Google and Gmail, how it's the same thing. And then the manager would be like, "Can I talk? Hey, Pat, can I take you off the floor, talk to you for a second? Why didn't you offer her our buy one get one iPad deal this month?" It's like, yo, dude.
What? It's out of nowhere.
Yeah. They'd be like, "Oh,
Like
you
it wasn't even appropriate to even like be pitching that. Why did you offer?
right." So I would take it on a case by case, and so I would like talk to the person. If I saw an opening, I'd pitch something. But most of the people.
Like,
who come in,
we actually, now you say that, we have this here.
Yeah.
Or we're running this promotion.
But they're like, "Oh, you didn't ask the person where they worked, so you couldn't then use it against them later in the conversation." I was like, "Yeah, because they were drooling." Because the person fucking drooling. The guy came in here drooling, waving his bill. What do you want me to do? So I fucking hated that. Like, I'm a mad good waiter, because it's like more like I want to pretend that I don't care about you giving me money, but everything I'm doing is about you giving me more money,
Yeah, that's why you have to pander to people even more. Like, this isn't like, fucking. This isn't pandering.
You're not
this is
stuck
just
with
like,
a table.
hey,
you could
yeah,
slam the door in
yep,
their
yeah,
face.
Yes, exactly. Like, this is they can slam the door in my face, but then also if I don't feel like talking to them, I don't have to.
Right, you'd be like, "All right,
You know
bye.
what I mean?
You know what? Forget it."
You know what? Like, you're not really coming outside, and like you don't seem like you're too scared of me. You're scared of my tattoos or whatever it is. Like, I'm just some random guy two random guys showing up at your door. Two random podcasters showing up at your door. Yeah, then you just walk away, and that's on to the next one. You're not stuck at that table trying to make money with them for 45 minutes to 2 hours.
Can I have
or
lemons?
grinding out that table, just not get tipped.
Mm-hmm.
When it's more, it actually behooves you. The likelihood of them demoing and you getting that commission bonus is higher when you actually do give them more social interaction and like
Right,
better
and
customer
there's some
service,
tables that are
opposed
just a
to
dead
like
end.
contact
Yeah.
info, how many windows, how old it is. And, yeah, we'll call you. All right, bye. And then you're like just running to the next house. Like, it actually makes sense to pet the dogs, hang out. Oh, you have a nice house. Oh, no. Like, this person invited me and she said no. I did a whole video on it that I posted like in our group chat, saying she said no at first. The daughter said no, and then the roof was fine. It was more so the windows I was going after. And then the mother was talking to me and she's like, "Oh, my husband's a carpenter and I got 2 sons." I was like, you maybe you don't want them working all the time, or maybe the price we're giving you is better for that time and supplies and craftsmanship of their work to like our, you give us a premium, or maybe, it's more worth that time or whatever. And then she's like, I don't know. But I'm like, hey, is this RV? You drive this thing off cross country? Oh, yeah, sure. You want to check it out? We're in the RV, like random stranger, Joe, getting invited in the RV. Now we're getting invited in the house.
3/4 zip.
With the 3/4 zip. And then,
Nice shaved white man. This guy doesn't possibly have a podcast.
no, absolutely not. And then, You get invited in the house, and she's like, "I'm just petting the dogs." Ah, you know what? Yeah, you guys could come out and check out the windows. I was already done pitching it. I was just fucking around.
Yeah, yeah. They were just nice
You know what
people.
I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, but at first they were saying no. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm at the point where I'm turning the no's into yeses,
Ah,
only because I'm giving these people like, oh, these people like are about customers. They're hanging out. Like he didn't bop me over the head when I invited him to the RV. You know, he's cool with dogs. Oh, he complimented the paint on the fucking wall or something. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like he didn't, you know, it's just like it behooves you to take that extra like 5-10 minutes that actually will maybe
Jesus
that
Christ.
money
Now
for you.
Joe is making work harder for every other person because he's like, I turned a no into a yes. So now they're going to post it on the bulletin board. They're going to be like, Joe turned a no into a yes. What's your excuse?
They've already done that like 2 weeks in a row.
Model employee. I could just imagine your little face, employee of the month.
And I accidentally logged into the group chat like with the username Jedi Joe, so like they already knew the name, and they're like Jedi. It's like all these like Star Wars gifs being spammed, and I'm like, oh no.
Yep, you're gonna own this fucking company.
Like I said, I'd rather just be a producer, but like I would give them the time of day. You know, it is a growing company. You know,
Moving up the ranks quickly. Have you been chased? Have you been yelled at or chased yet? Are there any memes that have come with this?
yeah. I mean, first woman today I talked to gave me an attitude. I was being cool with her or whatever, and she's like, "We got somebody. We got a roofer." It's like band-aided roof, you know. I'm like, maybe you don't have to put band-aids on it if you were to maybe get a financed maybe number through us and just get the roof done with. I'm not trying to sell you the roof, but maybe just give you information. That's all I'm trying to do to maybe not have to deal with random leaks.
One of these guys
on
is just
your
trying
roof.
to give information.
No, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Just give information. I'm not trying to give
Hey,
you
what
because
is
I'm not the
ours?
one going to the house.
It's a free quote.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you
I'm
get
not
paid
the
on
one
the
going.
quote. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope that you get paid on the quote and not the sale.
Yeah, not the sale.
Do you
The
get a little
in-home
bump?
guy?
If
The
it
in-home guy
closes?
gets no.
Oh, okay. So you're just generating.
The fact when the guy sits down with them, I get paid on that. And then there's like multipliers and shit with that too. Like this whole like commission formula.
Yeah. 1.5.
It's like no, it's like all over the place. Like if you get so many set appointments, it turns into like instead of just like $100, it quickly turns into like $200, and then 200 is like $250, and then 250 is $300.
Because you
And you're multiplying
have,
that by like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
right.
15.
You fill your quota, and then there are levels after the quota. Yeah, that's how Verizon.
There's all the
works.
roof stuff, and then there's like the quarterly stuff. Like you can there's guys walking around with like Porsches and stuff in this company, dude.
I matched with somebody on Tinder who happened to. This is the first time that I've met a former Verizon wireless employee in the wild. I've never, you know what I mean? Like I've never, like I have my friends who I worked with at the company who I keep in touch with, but I've never cold met somebody who was a thing. So, and it's like I feel bad because it was like a cool person. Like, she starts saying like the things like, "Yo, remember ARD? ARD was accessory revenue per device. So every phone that went out the building needs to have like $90 of accessory revenue connected to it. And if not, you get talked to. Like this is micro managing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So she's like, "Oh, hey, something ARD." I was like, ugh. I can't talk to you.
Yeah, I'm
It's
out.
giving me PTSD.
So they're still working there?
No, they used to as well. I think that they were now merchandising it like a company, which merchandising is cool because there's like a little bit of creativity that goes into it. But, you know, we digress. Hey, there's only one thing that I care about over these last 2 weeks, Joe.
This is fucking Tuesdays.
No.
This is the Knicks.
There's two things, actually. The Knicks.
The Rangers and the Knicks.
And the Rangers. We're going
The
hardwood.
MSG teams.
We're going ice. We're going
hardwood,
We're
ice.
going ice. These guys are getting paid OT out the wazoo with these changes.
Yeah. They switch over quick with those.
Well, last night was the Knicks. The night before was the Rangers. The night before that was the Knicks. Tonight's the Rangers. Tomorrow's the Knicks. Saturday's the Rangers. Let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah, all those fucking fans at the
Who
Garden
knew?
too.
Who knew that there were New York sports teams outside of the abysmal Mets and pathetic New York football Giants
Jets, yeah.
and the Jets as well?
Yeah, they're definitely annoying.
And we beat your little 76ers. Joel Embiid did the most Joel Embiid that he could possibly Embiid.
Yeah,
He called out the
wasn't
fans.
healthy.
Yo, he wasn't healthy. It's true. And you know what? He was fighting through injury.
Like you kept calling him Embiid and like with IMBIID.
Yeah, that's
You know, like
how,
you kept purposely spelling it wrong. Like I'm Bede.
I'm
I'm
Bede.
Bede.
How do you really spell it?
It's with an E. It starts with an E. It's EM.
Embiid.
Not now. I'm like can't even spell it, but like it's Embiid. I'm Bede. Yeah.
Yeah,
Joel Embiid.
He criticized the Philadelphia fans. Philadelphia gave away 2,000 tickets to veterans. And by the way, no resale, QR code only. They were like, yo, you're not flipping these.
Yeah, because they wanted all the Philly bodies in there. They didn't want like MSG people.
Right, but the
or
problem
New
is
York
when you
people.
go down to the VA hospital, half of them don't have arms, so they can't even clap. So,
Yeah.
like, it didn't really help their situation.
Yeah.
And the Knicks spanked it. And the Knicks fucking crushed. The first game I was a little nervous about these Pacers. But last night, the Knicks absolutely fucking beat the shit out of the Pacers. But everyone's saying that whoever comes out of this series is just going to get the shit beaten out of them by the Celtics. And, I'm like a poser. I haven't watched basketball all season. So I've never seen the Celtics play 1 second. So is
Well,
it
they say that Jalen Brunson might be injured.
Oh, he's got like a
He
little
played-
foot thing.
Yeah.
I feel like Jalen
Yeah, but-
Brunson's dad like yelled like you know those like overbearing sports dads, who like live vicariously through their their children. I feel
Yeah.
like Brunson is the kid who made it. So like
Yeah.
like even to this day, his dad is sitting there and he like looks over to his dad and his dad's like, "Stop smiling." Stop fucking
Eye on the ball. Choke up on the bat.
Yeah, choke up. Shoot it. Shoot the J. But
Shoot the jet.
so this guy Brunson has zero joy in his life. And all he does is fucking score some points, dude. So I'm having a great time watching hockey. I'm having a great time watching basketball. I did a Mets parlay, and Pete Alonso. But it's my own fault. It's my own fault because I just like kind of randomized. Like I just kind of went for it. I haven't been keeping up with the team. It was kind of a no knowledge parlay. If I had been keeping up with the team, I would realize that Pete Alonso was like 0 for 1,000.
Yeah, about to say you're like betting on like a 129 hitter or something.
Right. So I did Pete, Nimmo. I did like the big three to get a hit, and then pitcher strikeouts. And like within the within the third inning, I had it. So I'm watching this whole fucking game, waiting for Pete Alonso to get a hit. And he went like 0 for 5, 0 for 2 with the bases loaded, and I'm just like, all right, fuck these guys, fuck this. I'm watching the Knicks, dude.
Even when the Phillies are hot, I still can't hit any bets. So it's just a matter of like getting the balls again to like put like $100 on like a base hit, like a Bryce Harper base hit, and even that you won't even like, you might not hit that all. It might be like you bet on the game where they went cold,
Did you make
So-
any money off of the Philadelphia Phillies? I'm sorry, the Philadelphia 76ers playoff. Did you do any eBay work? How's eBay been going?
Oh, I ended up that jersey I was wearing on last week 2 weeks ago because we didn't do last week. So 2 weeks ago, the baseball jersey, the 76ers baseball jersey, I sold it.
Oh, because
guy
of
was
the
like-
show. Not because of them, but because of the show. Because you were like, oh, it's game worn. It's podcast worn.
Yeah, it's podcast worn. Two beardos. I think I had a medium and a large, and I was wearing a large, and the guy asked in the medium listing, like, "Do you have a large?" And I'm like, "Isn't that one I'm wearing a large?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it. Like, they're
You
probably
just
gonna get
literally
knocked out tonight."
unbuttoned, Put it right
Yeah,
in
it
the
w-
box.
Yeah,
sent it.
I was just like, okay, sold. Yeah, and the guy just bought it outright. So I still have a medium, but other than that, like hats are doing really well now, and some Mania stuff is beginning to sell again. Because I think like the backlash pay-per-view kind of gave it some
Backlash
juice.
kind of gave them, juice for sure, which we are going to touch on and talk about. What's going on with the Phillies? Number 1 in the MLB. You've sent me 4 different texts about it. You've put it in the notes. So, Joe, Phillies are what? They have the best record in the majors. The floor is yours.
I don't know if that changed today. Like, it's kind of hard with this job sometimes because but I don't know, they were 26-11 yesterday.
Ooh.
They lost yesterday though.
I mean, that does sound like.
But yeah, no, they're just. Am I lagging? Am I? It looks like the Zoom call's slowing down on my end.
You seem fine to me. Toast. Check. You're good.
No toast. That was the thing we were dragging you, was the toast and the grand.
Grant? What, Grant?
When you say grand.
Oh, grand. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were dragging you for that too.
Cool. I'm happy that I'm getting buried on your
Yeah.
Twitch stream. I hope that it bumps your numbers up.
They're like, watch this, and then we like jump off the cliff or run into a nest of death claws.
I feel like Jomo's mad at me too because I flaked on several RE2 streams.
Yeah, like I'm like I've been pulling all those people in.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna stream, and then I'm like,
because you went around, and I streamed like almost every day last week.
Yeah,
like, I streamed like 4 or 5 days. No, that makes sense.
Sometimes I need a little break, and
but don't make a break after you've already made plans. That's
double break. Sometimes I need a double break.
Yeah, don't just be like, hey, I'm kind of getting burned out. I want to take a few days off.
And I was out to dinner with Prince and Steve, or we had a nice lunch, and I was sitting there. I'm thinking, man, I can't remember the last time I hung out with my friends in person. Well, I mean WrestleMania, but WrestleMania was like an event, like it was just like a normal day off, having a nice lunch. It was nice. But yes, the Phillies are
I'm
crushing
just glancing over the standings really quick. Yeah, 24, 22. I'm just looking at all the wins. 26-12. The Phillies are ahead by 2 games on the Braves. I guess I don't know. The Dodgers are 26-13. So I guess the Phillies beat them just by the schedule being 26-12.
Oh my God! Did you one last baseball meme and then we'll move into headlines because there's a lot to talk about with wrestling. Did you see this?
Double down this week too.
Well, I'm so glad we're going to get to talk about the Tony Khan saga in its entirety.
Yeah, well, I didn't delete anything. I just added to all the notes. I didn't delete any of those.
Smart. See, that's smart. Shit. That's smart. That's why you're a good salesman, a good organizer of things. Because
well, if it was something that actually aspired, I would have got rid of it. But all the stuff is transferable.
Baseball meme of the week. I just got to tell you, I don't know if it was last night or the night before, but it was the Dodgers versus the Marlins, right? And the Marlins are like terrible. The Marlins like suck. And it was Yamamoto versus the Marlins. And like right as the Yamamoto was warming up, the guy's like, this is the first ever, because the commentator, he's just trying to make content, he's just trying to be interesting. So he goes, this is the first ever no-hitter alert before the game is even started, because like the Marlins are like the worst hitting team, and Yamamoto is like hitless in his last whatever innings. First pitch of the game, Marlins guy crushes it, home run. Oh,
yeah.
So dope, so good.
Yeah,
Loved
they
it.
definitely. This shit is somewhat rigged. Not as rigged as the NFL, but
no. And basketball is fucking horrible too. Like
basketball is just horrible because the players are horrible in the sense of like guys like LeBron. Did you see LeBron in the sense of like him like fucking pouting and fucking throwing a tantrum?
Well, I would say that basketball is more like soccer in the sense that like there's a lot of drama, and like you develop over the course of the game a relationship with like the ref. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're like constantly talking. The players are constantly talking to the ref. And there's a sense of like flopping. And, like, how bad you could make it look. Because it's like, oh, well, okay, if you go frame by frame, that might have technically been the textbook call for, like, moving pick. but like that hasn't been called ever in this game, and now you're doing it with like 30 seconds left because the guy went. Huh! You know,
Yeah,
like
well, it's the
Knicks-
same thing like with the home plate umpire only like learning that strike zone for the game, and then like
And then in the ninth inning, he's just like, "Oh, ball, yeah, whatever."
you're out, you know, and then it's, just
like,
like
what?
fuck you, like fuck you, motherfucker, like you know.
Yeah, it's like all fucking game because that's the thing. It's not
Yeah.
like I don't even think the players get mad about like the call as much as like
they get mad at inconsistency.
yeah. Do you quick final question on sports? Do you support AI? Like, just get this everything we're talking about, the human element, just completely remove it. Like in baseball, there's a computer that runs balls and strikes. There's no home plate umpire. It's all uniform. There's no human element to it. Basketball as well.
Maybe just for the strike zone.
So like do it like a half and half.
That's it.
Yo, because even the review,
you think it'd really be weird? I mean, how they even do that on the fucking basis?
well, on the bases, you really couldn't. I guess everything would. I guess you would have to. You would have to somehow progress the technology so that in real time on TV, the determination can be made. Like you know what I mean? As it's happening, it's like yes or no. So there's no replay. Not every rule. Like you'd have to get to the point where there's no replay, where everything is a replay in real time, kind of.
Yeah, like the AI is determining if the ball hit the glove and the guy's foot hit the bag.
But then
like
imagine
something
that,
like
because then like that like ruins the broadcast in a way, because part of in every game, every fucking sports game, it's about the live shot, the hard cam, and then it's about the replay right after it happens. Replay going to break, replay for the call, replay all the time, right? So like that would like cut out a lot of content. You know, like part of like
I think the balls and strikes is fine. Because you think of it like they would kind of set it up a little more advanced than how they have now, which is like how it goes in and hits. You know, you see it's like in the strike zone, even though like the guy doesn't call it that. Like, you know, it'll have to be adjusted per batter, you know, and how guys are, you know. Yeah, it's there's still going to be bullshit with
the strike zone
it.
does technically change depending on your height and your stance. So even that box that you see on ESPN is not accurate because it technically does change. Right?
Yeah, but
It's like
also
it's from the letters to the knees or like whatever, like right? Like
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, but then it's like, what do you do when like catchers try to frame a pitch? You know,
Well, and that's an art form as well that you wouldn't want to
Yeah,
go
it's like-
away.
you know, they kind of like, they're like,
Yeah, you gotta like snap it into like. Anyway, let's
Yeah.
talk wrestling. I mean, I could talk sports all day. Baseball is here, summer's here, NBA playoffs. Embiid and the 76ers embiided themselves. And Joe is out here making money, changing windows, making the neighborhood a better place for everybody.
so they could shoot through the windows.
So the biggest the biggest thing these last 2 weeks has had to be, in my eyes, Tony Khan taking the Tony Khan driver, and like a million memes came out of this.
Well, it wasn't so much like the Tony Khan thing. Well, it was. Did we talk about? Did we have the show? I'm already confused.
We had the show
How many-
after his original Meltzer driver, I believe, because that was
So
2
we
weeks
did.
ago.
So we did talk about him taking the wrong bump
right, about him getting hit in the stomach and falling.
because the draft was the next day.
And the draft was the next day, and like Rich
Okay.
Eisen and McAfee both like
Yeah.
made fun of him, and
Dude,
basically
he was all over the draft too.
Yo,
like
and
not
he
just
took
like
every media. Oh my god, dude!
the worst media thing he took was the interview
Oh,
when
the
he was
Harvey-
talking about
yeah.
the Harvey Weinstein comment and the like, oh, they're our direct competitor. We're the Pepsi of pro
Or the
wrestling.
Pepsi, which makes no
Like
sense.
the camera's like all the way like this fucking close in his face. Like it's so close to him and he's like so emphatic about what he's fucking saying too. You know?
Yeah,
Um,
he's like, you really got a grasp of how
delirious.
Yeah, how outside of wrestling, people who are outside of like, you know what I mean? How he looks to like the normal person.
Yeah.
How he looks to like mainstream media, and Rich Eisen, I think is a pretty open-minded guy, but even he was like dragging Tony.
Yeah, he's like, once he said like, yeah, WWE's like the Harvey Weinstein of whatever, everyone's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And he's like, yeah, that was a good one, right?
Well, that
yeah,
interview with Tony wasn't with, I don't think it was with Rich Eisen.
Okay.
Rich Eisen had a soundbite just of himself covering the draft for NFL Network, and he's like, and Jacksonville's on the clock, and there in the box you see Tony Khan, who is wearing a neck brace, and he is officially the first, something or other, like owner, to ever be participating in the draft the night after taking a pile driver. He like said it in a very like.
Yeah. ...
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he took a pile driver at a wrestling
LOL.
show.
That's when you put the LOL, like taking a pile driver. LOL.
God bless, thoughts and prayers, basically. Like, everybody was like ribbing him. Then he went off the rails and did the Harvey Weinstein thing. Yeah, he's a maniac, dude.
And then he started. He was like in the, the thinking. What do they call that? The war room or whatever.
Right. He was.
And the father's behind him, and he's like looking around. And he's got the neck brace on. And he's like fucking moving left and right and shit. And what was the image of that still image of him at a desk?
See, I thought that was photoshopped. The one of him at the desk, or maybe it was because it has come out that he's doing like an NFL Films thing. But even the NFL Films thing, dude, it's like Jersey Shore. It's like fucking Dangerous Breed Teddy Hart doc. The person who's being documented thinks that they're getting themselves over, but really it's like a joke on them. It's to show how like deranged they are. Like, so whatever this Tony Khan NFL Films thing is, I don't think it's going to appear the way that he thinks it's going to appear.
Yeah, he thinks it's he's doing something good,
but he's like making
and gripping and like, oh yeah, all right, this is going to get over.
Kind of like Boulevard Bullies on Tuesday.
Oh yeah. Gripping content.
Yeah, we make movies, brother. So
sorry, I'm just sending a link to the show to my buddy. What else is going on?
Yeah, so Tony Khan is completely unhinged and crazy, and now they have like.
Well, what we missed also in between because remember it was like 2 weeks we have to cover now. So like in between that not Dynamite or Collision last week, he had another dance thing with Danny Garcia.
Right,
with
he danced
the neck
with
brace, and he's like, you see that Vince sold all the shares? He's completely out.
He's done, and he flipped Laurinaitis too. Do you see this?
He flipped.
He flipped him because Laurinaitis came out because Laurinaitis and him have separate lawyers.
Yeah.
And Laurinaitis came out and like when all this shit was going on early on, Laurinaitis had a statement that was like, listen, I too am a victim. When that girl's initial like shit came out. Laurinaitis put out a statement, I too am a victim. But now, Vince sold his last 2 shares. He's fucking done. He's going to go, he has like a new spine. Like he has like a whole new skeleton. I don't think he could play golf.
Adamantium.
But, all of a sudden now Laurinaitis like flipped and was like, oh yeah, like this lady's crazy. So, I don't know, Vince sold the shares. Maybe some money goes to Lauren.
She's crazy. Fucking guy.
Yo, and it's so crazy to think about like, it hits me every so often as I watch like clips or something. Where it's like, especially from like the last like 5 years when WWE was like really bad. When Moxley was like wearing the gas mask and shit. Like every so often I'll be reminded of that. And I'll be like, damn. Like, or like how Gunther this week came out and said like, oh, well, when he came out, he said when Vince was running the company, I didn't even want to be there. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know. It's just interesting.
That's crazy because his gimmick is that he's a Nazi. Isn't that wild?
Right. The guy whose gimmick is that he's kind of a Nazi.
He's like, I don't want any of that part of that shit. That's when you know you've done something really bad. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Every so often, I'll get reminded that like Vince, the crazy Vince that we now think about with this lawsuit, was at some point in the last like 5 years, 6 years running WWE.
Yeah.
You know, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. And so every so often, and you think about like Edge and the Judgment Day, and we'll get to Edge because I think Edge is on the path right now to do the idea that he had that Vince turned into. I think that Edge is going for that sweet, sweet Judgment Day redemption right now. But
he's gonna have the Rudgment Ray or something.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like, it's gonna be just like a complete just rip off of it.
Yeah, Black.
He should just be the leader of the House of Black.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that's where we're going. That's where we're heading.
You think that's where it's exactly? Okay.
That's where it's heading.
Right.
And yeah, he's gonna go the Rudgment Ray. The judgmental afternoon.
Speaking of dark characters, Darby Allin got hit by a bus. Darby Allin got hit by a bus?
Can you do that take again, starting from speaking of dark? Can you just do that?
Dark characters. Darby Allin got hit by a bus last week. He got hit by a bus on Mount Everest.
Oh my God, dude! That's just a very, very good job by you, Joe. That's made me laugh so much. Yeah, he got hit by a bus because why wouldn't he be?
Where did he get hit by a?
Apparently,
Did you see the Cornette thumbnail where it's like Cornette walking him across the street like an old lady?
Apparently, he like saved a guy. He was hanging out with like a famous person's famous brother in New York City, and he like. The bus was like making a right, and the guy who he was hanging out with, who has like a bad hip, was crossing the street, and Darby Allin like was like, "Go, guy, come on!" and like ushered him across. And as he was ushering him across, the bus that was going slow, it was going like 10, 15 miles an hour, hit Darby Allin right in the face. Bus hit him in the face. Like he got like clipped in the face by the bus.
So this is an MTA bus.
I thought, yeah, it was in New York, apparently. Apparently it was in Manhattan. I'm pretty sure, dude. And by the way,
you don't know what the famous person was?
I don't know. It wasn't anybody that I had ever heard of before.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, it was like fucking like Joey Ramone's cousin or something. It was some like stupid thing. I don't know. It was, and yeah, apparently that's what he said on like a podcast. I heard the clip afterwards, but at the time, it was just very fucking funny because it was like Darby Allin tried to kill himself during Sting's last match.
Yeah.
Then he was
just trying to Mount Everest and kill himself.
Everest.
Now he's just trying to jump in front of a bus and kill himself.
And then he broke his foot, so he couldn't kill himself on Mount Everest. Then he got hit by a bus. And just the headline, Darby Allin, it's just very fucking funny to me.
Darby Allin's 16th attempt at fucking killing himself.
Trying to get Priscilla Kelly's attention. This is all like a simpy, like call off the marriage to the other Nazi.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's trying to tell her that I
love you.
I love you. You're marrying a Nazi. I'll climb Mount Everest.
The Rock's got to go away now.
The Rock's
got to go away.
Darby Allin's got to go away now.
You see that? I guess Drew McIntyre re-signed. This was last week's news too, but it's a little bit of last week's.
Yes, and The Rock gave him a sword or something.
Wait, what the? So that's how they. Something about that. It was like they inadvertently
gave him a truck. The Rock gave him a truck.
Is that no? Rock always gives people trucks. That's what he does. He's like, make sure we get the film crew here, videotaping me give the gift to the little kid or to my Mama Rhodes.
How about The Rock buys us a camera? How about that?
Oh, like a what's the good camera you used to have that broke? The one that all the streamers have.
Oh, I don't know, but get us that one. Hey, The Rock, get us that one, man.
The DSLR.
The DSLR. Get us a DSLR or a sword.
So wait, so he randomly got him a sword, and somehow that had to do with like him resigning.
I just read what was happening.
There's of course a camera crew there. There's of
and I
course a
saw
camera
the
crew
thumbnail of the clip, but I didn't watch the clip. That's how little I cared. But I guess
there. Yeah, I didn't care, but I just thought it was weird.
Or The Rock's people presented Drew McIntyre with like a sword while he was out to dinner. They like surprised him with a sword.
Shink. Dun, 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 dun. That's
so dumb, so heavy. Yeah, but yeah, I guess that's what's happening.
Whatever.
Who cares?
It was a light week last week. Besides that, so that was like just still in there. Peacock WWE raised prices. That was also something else I saw.
Well, they renewed.
I think it had
Did
a
you see they
significant.
renewed?
So yeah, then they also but I also saw they renewed something with USA.
Well, I guess
You see that?
just saying this out of my butt. I guess what happened is like the USA rights were going to expire, and there was going to be a gap between that and Netflix. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like a little extension.
That's why they were saying have an off season. That's what they were saying, just to reset.
Right. So now
there isn't going to be.
No, it's going to be seamless. I guess like whatever USA/Peacock paid for the time between the end. They did a little extension that will seamlessly.
Yeah, they like prorated something or whatever.
Which is brilliant because it's like, yo, they got this deal.
They're like
I'll
Comcast.
be interested to see. How what it's like on Netflix. That's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely it'll be interesting. Did you see The Rock?
And that really does, like, if you really think about it, that really is like Monday Night Raw going to Netflix and being a live, because the future is live Netflix stuff. They just had the Tom Brady shit, right?
Was that supposed to be live? That was live?
It was live on Netflix, yeah. Whereas normally it would be live on Comedy Central or whatever, right?
Why are they roasting Tom Brady? I never understand the people they choose to roast. It's always the most random fucking people.
When you say roast, it really is like a little cringe, like the thought of a roast. But if you actually watch them,
very cringe.
But the thought of it is more cringe than the actual thing, because when you're watching it, there are a lot of like hilarious jokes. It's like just good writing. It's like good comedians, good writing. Like Jeff Ross is a genius. Like Jeff Ross is a very, very smart guy.
What was the joke about? Was it Roger Goodell getting a massage?
Yeah, there was a.
And then he's like, "Don't fucking say that."
Yeah, hey, don't talk about my.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, that's a shoot, brother."
Yeah, apparently it was a shoot. And then Nikki Glazer, whoever the fuck, what's the name of the blonde lady, the comedian?
That's another thing. I don't know a lot of these newer comedians.
It's planned. It's a work. Like
shoot work.
It's a work shoot work, because she went on. She's been doing media tours, so she did yesterday. She did Howard Stern, and then she did Pat McAfee, like in the same day, dude.
Yeah.
And told the same story that and went on and went like, yo, that was a shoot, brother. That was a shoot. Oh, so it's like, so that means it was a work. Listen. But Belichick reinventing himself too, as well, which is very, very interesting.
All right, we're getting a little more recent with
tell me about The Rock and
pissing and
yeah, please tell me about this, because I don't know about this.
So did you see The Rock? So The Rock was getting super slandered last week. Apparently, he is always habitually late to the set by if call time is 10, he doesn't show up till 6 p.m.
Come on.
And then when he's around, and then he's like a dick on top of it. And then being that he's so busy, he has to have his personal assistants take his urine bottles that he's been pissing in. Or he leaves set and then takes a 3-hour workout and holds up all the production, and they lose all this money. And then he's also pissing in these bottles, and his personal assistants or aides have to dispose of the urine bottles. And then I don't know if what the timeline of this video was, where he was in a gym and you saw the piss bottle, and he's like, "Oh, I just realized you saw my piss bottle, brother." I don't know if this was like it came after or before, because there's a lot of I'm not always on my phone now, or just not on my phone digging on fucking wrestling sheets, but it's just just work related shit. But yeah, it was just like he not acknowledged the piss bottle thing. So yeah, pissing in bottles like an Amazon worker. Yeah, that's what.
All right,
Damn goddamn labels.
I'm skipping down to the last topic of headlines because it happened again this week. So it happened last week and it happened this week. Apparently, there was some perverted fan.
Oh, it happened last week too. Okay.
Who was like yelling at Sky Blue at a Ring of Honor show.
Yeah, apparently, and I guess the match ended, and then Wilbur, or whatever, Mr. Ed, Aubrey Ed. That's
Aubrey Ed.
Aubrey Ed got security over, and then they ceased. The fans started fighting with security. The guy had his son with him too, and they got into a fight and dragged him out. And I guess he was saying a bunch of crazy like sexual shit towards Sky Blue or whatever. But so you're saying this happened last week as well?
This happened yesterday on Dynamite. It was what was the match? It was Mariah May versus
Harley Cameron.
Harley Cameron. Is that her name?
Yeah, the Brazzers sponsored match.
Hey, I mean, listen, Joe, you're a part of the problem. You're a bad person, obviously.
So it's Harley Cameron versus Mariah May with Saraya in the corner, and eventually the Japanese girl also came out.
Yeah, and they fake kiss, right? But before that, it was Saraya was doing crowd work. She was like, "Hey, shut up," And then at some point, she went over to these fans, and she was like, "Hey, cameraman, come over here. Look at these two guys right here. These two guys are perverts. These are disgusting, horrible people. Watch out, women."
I think that's just what her character is. That's what Saraya's doing. But this was a legitimate shoot that happened with Sky Blue.
You think she was doing long-term storytelling based off of the Sky Blue?
No, yeah, Saraya that's how she gets heat now. It's just tries to call out. Because I saw this, that trend that was going around. I was like, hey, we're wrestlers. Of course we don't want to answer your DMs. Hey, of course we're a wrestler. We don't like. It was some like Instagram reel trend where it was like,
yeah, we're wrestlers. Of course you're looking at our boobs. We're women wrestlers.
Sidebar.
Of course you're going to yell at us.
The reason I found out about this is due to Chelsea Green retweeting it. Now, Chelsea, do you aware of what special club Chelsea Green is in social media? She's in the Mount Rushmore of women that make topics about themselves, who is which consists of Chelsea Green, Maria Kanellis, Mickey James, and Gail Kim.
Okay.
They are the 4 women on social media that get a topic like this and then twist it into making it about them. And that's exactly what Chelsea did today as well. So because I found it before I even saw anything else.
So what she said? She said like, yeah, this happens way too often. We have
this is bullshit, saying whatever like that, but making it somehow clout farming from that, and what's up, Sean? Welcome in, brother.
Hey, welcome, Sean. Yeah,
I just thought it was funny because they put all their faces on Mount Rushmore.
Oh, so this is a thing. Everybody knows.
This is a thing. I can see if I can find the screenshot somewhere.
Well,
maybe it says somewhere.
God bless. God bless them all. God bless that match. Serena Deeb had many, many seizures.
When? Last night? It looked like she was having. It looked like she was having one.
No, stop! Don't even go there.
During that promo, did you watch that promo?
She was talking about how she had seizures. Very, very scary.
Is that what? Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody, and then it's like, gesundheit. It's like
allergies are bugging out.
It really is like so brutal too, because well, whatever. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's keep going.
All right. So I guess we'll kind of like mix Dynamite from last week and this week. Did you see? So last week, Did you see this face to face of Swerve and Nick Wayne? Nick Wayne's mom.
Oh, yeah, where Nick Wayne's mom towered over him.
She had like 2 feet on him and broad fucking shoulders and dwarfed Swerve. I'm like, not a good look, brother. Probably shouldn't have did that. They're buried. They auto buried Swerve after he won the belt. They auto buried him. Why do they auto bury people?
Well, and then they're like 2 weeks too late because they're trying to baby face him up, like they're trying to shine him up, as the baby face now. But they're like so far behind that it's just like he won the championship and now he's getting his ass kicked. Like if you were gonna do these last 2 weeks of him getting his ass kicked, he should have still not won the title. Take a page out of the Cody book and suffer for our sins, make yourself a martyr, and then win the title. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
and then we're going to talk about the Cody title situation later too, because that's kind of going wacky. Just a funny sidebar: my girlfriend confused Swerve and Damian Priest. She's like, Swerve came out and she's like, didn't he cash in? Like, didn't he win at WrestleMania? I'm like, no, this is AEW. That's Damian Priest. She's like, don't put that in the notes. I'm like, I won't. Canada Overload. That's what it was. I put Overlord. It auto-corrected that because of the anime.
Canada
It was
Overload.
just like Overload. Like, it's just like, Kenny Omega's from Canada. Don Callis from Canada. They're from Canada. She's from Canada. Renee's from Canada. We're in Canada. Edmonton. Hockey. Edge. This, tights, Maple Leaf, hockey.
It feels like this week, every
shut
wrestler.
the fuck up, man. They always do this when they go on these tours.
It feels like every wrestler. And CM Punk is like a hockey wrestler, too. And like Edge and Christian are hockey wrestlers.
Hockey wrestlers, yeah.
And like it's like all I've been hearing about is like what happened in this stadium with hockey. And it's like, shut up.
I was in here when the overtime goal was up. Nobody fucking cares. None of these marks care. They just want to see Harley Cameron and Mariah May and Mina Shirakawa throw champagne on each other. That's all they came here to say. Okay.
God bless America.
Did you see the Kenny Omega return segment last week? It was very good.
Oh, you liked it.
That's why I was kind of bummed about we didn't have the show last week.
I'll tell you something. I think
Kenny's back. Kenny's back.
I agree with you.
Turn the volume up. Turn the volume up on the TV. Instantly turn the volume up, and my girl falls right to sleep.
It's like, hey, she goes, "Who's this now?" You're like, "Shush, shush." I feel the thing.
He fell right to sleep. I was like, "Oh well, I guess we're not introducing you to him."
The thing that I hate is that I feel like Kenny Omega has, through Twitch, and through his own devices, worked even Jim Cornette. And I think that this has been a plan all along, that Kenny was going to come on his Twitch and say the things that he said about how he doesn't necessarily agree.
Yeah.
But in secret,
then baby face it up, yeah.
Right. In secret, he totally agrees. He's one of them. He's one of them. He
but
agrees.
Not in story.
What?
But not in story.
Not in story. But I feel like he has done such great work.
Oh, Kenny's back. I love Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, now Cornette's like, oh, do I like Olivier?
Yeah. He disagreed with them. Yeah, but the segment was lame because they. I love that they beat up Kenny. But
well, it's lame because Jungle Boy shows up. That's why.
Oh,
it was good before that. Like the Kenny promo was good, and then Jungle Boy comes out, and then it just gets fucking whack as fuck because his face is so boring.
So dumb too.
He just looks so boring.
He goes, I just came out here to let everybody know that I have a disease, that if I get hit in the stomach, I could die. And then Jungle Boy comes out and hits him in the stomach. It's like, oh, yeah. Of course, dude. Of course. And then the Young Bucks, the Young Bucks are just, And I watched it this week. Or I at least watched the first half hour this week. And, it's like, oh, my God. It's not even like Mystery Science Theater. It's like, that would be a compliment if that's what it was. But it is like the Muppets or you remember when Captain Lou Albano was Super Mario? and they
I
would
love
like
that show.
throw it back to like the set, and then he would be like,
Yeah.
"Wow, that was a crazy cartoon.
Yeah.
Here's what's happening next, kids." Like that's
Yeah.
literally what the young bucks are doing
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
and it's so bad. So the Kenny segment was good, and I do like how they're like, "Oh, hey Kenny, we said we were gonna change the world, right?" And then flipped his fucking like stretcher over. It's so dope. But yeah, it's lame because of Jungle Boy. It's lame because of everybody except Okada. And Okada's like the Diesel.
Cody. Cody. Yeah.
He's like the Diesel of the group. He's just like, he looks like he's like 7 foot tall.
Fuck you, Kenny. I'm the shit. It's
Fuck you.
Just random. Yeah. Get fucked, Kenny. Yeah. So
It's the
he's
Wish
just there.
version of the Elite with Okada as Japanese Cody and Jungle Boy as Japanese Hangman, who can
Yeah.
only handle wine coolers. Right. All these
I'm
guys.
just like skimming through the show. They also had like Big Bill and Chris Jericho defeat Harlan. This is last night. Harlan Abbott and Mo Jabari and get some local enhancement talent. Chris Jericho got on the mic after and said, "Hey, my match last week with Shibata had a really good rating on CageMatch.net, like the Cage Match website. So all the information we've been getting from Cage Match, Jericho has also been reading his rating on there. The learning tree gimmick is that he's just completely oblivious.
Right, and he goes, "Oh, you got sucked into the Jericho vortex." So he
Man.
literally is like taking from Cornette, which is so funny.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because
Well, they all are. Did you hear Michael Cole say call
JD McFunko Pop?
McDonough? Yeah, he's like a walking Funko Pop. Everyone's just taking Cornettisms now.
right, like CM
It's
Punk
wild.
shouted out that he listens to that, and then I see CM Punk has
Yeah, once
fallen
CM Punk did, they're like, "Oh, maybe I'll watch it then. Maybe I'll." This fucking thing's been around for like 5 years.
and CM Punk like watches McAfee now. Like CM Punk is like falling in love with McAfee because he's like tweeting that he said he's like Instagram storying that he's like sitting at home watching McAfee talk to like Mark Messier. And he's like, "Yo, this is so dope. I love this
MSG
show."
legend.
And he always
Yeah.
says,
Hockey,
and his
brother.
promos, he's always going like, "Yeah, you know what I'm
Hockey
saying,
wrestlers.
Pat?" He's like in mad love with Pat, dude.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Don't
Yo,
worry.
and I just want to say, when I was in mad love with Pat McAfee, way before everybody else
Before it was cool. Yeah,
Before it was cool to be in man love with him, I was.
Also, to go back to that Kenny segment, then they got Daddy Magic on because it was a 3-hour Dynamite.
Thank God.
It was 3-hour Dynamite. So Daddy Magic came on commentary, and he's like, because of the Kenny segment was so like, oh no. Then they flipped him off the stretcher in the back and this and that, and then they go back to commentary, and Daddy Magic's there, and he's like, we got kids behind here crying, man. Like, as in, like, it was such an emotional, distraught like segment. Like everyone is just like, so taken away by it, but it absolutely wasn't, and it just fell. It fell flat.
I love it. Daddy Magic, everybody.
I was listening or whatever to Cornette, and they went down like the injury report of AEW. Like, there's a whole bunch of more injuries of people that like I wasn't even aware of. Like, Wheeler Yuta is injured now, like an undisclosed injury.
Let me ask you this, Joe. And this is a thing that happens in real sports too. And we
I might know where you're going with this, but go ahead.
Like, you're getting paid. You know what I'm saying?
I know where I'm going. I know where you're already.
Like, so it's like, there are players. Who's the guy on the Nets? Ben Simmons. You remember Ben Simmons?
Of course.
Ben Simmons was on the Sixers. He was on the Brooklyn Nets. It was a guy who, like, if he didn't feel 100%, like, he wouldn't go. And, like, he had a doctor's note. And it's like, oh, well, do you want to be like Jalen Brunson and miss the second quarter, get a shot, fucking rub some ice on it and get back out there? Or do you want to, like, sit at home and make your money? Like, and hey, listen, whether it's wrestling or whether it's fucking, well, no, not whether it's wrestling, but in real sports, like, these guys, even to make the team, you're an elite of an elite of an elite. Like you're one of like 500 people in your fucking trade, right? And like, if you got a hammy and you don't want to like put it all on the line and you want to worry about your own brand and your own money, like I don't fucking blame you. But like, Britt Baker's been out for a year and a half, dude. You know what I mean? So basically, what I'm saying is,
I think just the word is around that. Hey, he pays us regardless,
and there's no pressure to come back.
And now everyone is just taking that out.
Yeah, and it's like, no, you know what? Like, and hey,
and
we were talking about. I was talking about
helps your brand when it's shit like it is now. Not everybody, but I think if Britt Baker were to come back, she would get a huge buzz because she's been gone and she hasn't been damaging her character for a year and a half. But when you're on TV doing stupid shit, you damage your character, like Mercedes every fucking week.
Yeah.
You know?
And all of them really. Well, but, and also it's just like.
Like Swerve was on TV and now his,
Does Tony even just take them at his word? Like, is there even.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah,
like,
go ahead.
Like, if I was at, like, we were talking about Verizon before, listen, if you go to Verizon, you need like some PTO or some whatever, injury time. You need to present all this paperwork and shit and go through insurance and all this shit. But I don't know. What are these contracts like? They're like 1099 contracts. It's like, hey, Tony, man, I'm still not 100.
The only person I think comes close to this level of like AEW injury time is Alexa Bliss, who's been on maternity leave for a year and a half.
1099. Whatever. You think she's still getting paid like that? I don't know.
That I don't know. But I had no idea Bandito was injured like that. Chuck Taylor just wrestled the fucking street fight, and now he's on the injury thing. Obviously, we know about Darby. Like, when's Jamie Hayter coming back? Julia Hart, we know that. Whatever. Take your time with that girl. Cornette called Kota Ibushi because you remember Cotton Hill from King of the Hill? Cotton was the father, the short father with the knees that got blown out in the war.
Okay.
So he said that's what Kota Ibushi is going to look like because diagnosed with a right tibiofibular ligament tear and the right angle complex injury. Yeah, no timetable. Like his knees are fucked up. That he's going to look like Cotton from.
That's horrible. That's not nice.
Just trying to think of some other names. Obviously MJF. It just says Penelope Ford inactive.
I'm hurt.
This is on Fightful. Guevara. Have you seen and then Wheeler Yuta? Yeah, just no. Everyone's hurt. Like no estimated return. No estimated return date. No estimated return. No.
Yeah, I got a call.
I'm out. Yeah. It isn't like I mean like I guess like with you made the basketball reference, but I was thinking it in the sense of like comparing it to baseball, where it's like Trey Turner on the Phillies just got injured and they put him like on the 10-day was it injured reserve?
Right. There's like 10. There's 10. Well, it used to be DL, but disabled list. That was politically incorrect. So it's the injured list.
Injured
the IL, the IR.
IR, injured reserve.
But I feel like there's IL too. Like I think you could go short term IL.
Well, either way, he's probably going to be out for at least like 4 to 6 weeks, and he's going to come back and there's immediately a timetable. 4 to 6 weeks. Maybe you come back in a month. Maybe you come back in like 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Right, and even then,
and then he comes back and he wants to play, and then he wants to go. And then he has drive and motivation to like,
and he plays again, and he actually plays.
He plays again.
Yeah.
It's like you get less injured. There's no timetable. They don't diagnose, and then you just sit at home for like 3 years until the company like dissolves. Like it's just I don't get it. Like just go home.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, of course you're injured. You're a wrestler.
What did Jomo say? What's she said Al Snow said AEW is headed towards an Owen Hart situation with the lack of safety in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I do fear somebody getting murdered. Like I feel Spanish Fly, top rope Spanish Fly 40 minutes into the match. Like that's why I cover my eyes now. Every time anybody goes up to the top rope. Like both the guys are like standing on the top rope. They're gonna do like a release German or whatever the fuck off the top. I cover my eyes because I legitimately
like at the
feel
ROH show we were at. You're covering your eyes.
Yeah, yo, I. It's like, oh, well, first of all, back in the day, the real pros, the real Bret Harts and Stone Colds and fucking all those guys who like live forever because of being like amazing. Even like Mick Foley, they wouldn't do like a fucking backflip off the goddamn top rope. They wouldn't do like a Spanish fly. Like, how many superplexes did Mick Foley do or take in his life? He understood his
Because
like
he's a
limitations.
storyteller. Yeah,
Well,
but he was also an amazing storyteller.
You know, and even Bret Hart, it's like, okay, one perfect superplex, but we're not doing anything other than that. It's nothing that.
Well, it's a different
fucking
era
crazy.
of wrestling as well,
Yeah, but
because
what I'm
like the
saying is,
attention
like-
span of fans can't, like, it has to be up. It has to be like the Will Ospreay thing. You're constantly like upping,
Right,
upping,
but
upping.
it's gonna end. But it would end like in somebody's
In-
death.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That's what they don't understand.
yeah. It's gonna end
You,
in
you
like
need to prove. You need to improve the stories and that long-term storytelling.
no, brother.
And like, no, brother. You know, Hulk Hogan was there. Actually, he was on the injured list too.
well,
he has
I'm
to
just
injure.
saying, you know,
He has to insert himself everywhere. Yeah.
it's
I just wanted to
like,
get that Hulk Hoganism in there.
You know, and even if you look at the greatest opening matches ever, like Super Crazy Tajiri Little Guido.
Oh, Owen Hart, Bret Hart.
Look at those. Like,
Another Owen Hart reference.
well, I'm just going back to like I'm trying to do like high flying, like hard hitting, holy shit, high spot matches. Yo, Tajiri Super Crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? Like Hoovy Super Crazy, all these things, still so safe, so regular, so controlled.
That was from the first ECW pay per view.
Well, just many ECW shows opened with a combination of like those guys. Or if you look at
Fairly
like
legal.
you want to look at like, you know, fucking Psychosis, Hoovy, Eddie, Ray, WCW stuff. It's like they still weren't like.
Well, that's how AEW shows used to start.
But it's different.
They would
it's
start with a
different
crazy
because
tag
I
with
trust.
Private Party, Young Bucks, or like, you know, Pentagon Phoenix versus Private Party, this and that. Like those first like few shows, like the first 6 months of AEW when they first started, they always started with a crazy.
Yo,
hot
but think about
opener.
this. I watched Jeff Hardy for 25 years do the craziest shit throughout his entire fucking life. And I've never seen him land and bend his arm completely backwards like I saw Ray Phoenix do. You know what I mean? Like Jeff Hardy's never made me see that. You know what I mean? So it's like in Ray Phoenix, I've been watching for how many? 4 years, 5 years. And I've already seen his arm go completely backwards. Like, you know, like Jeff Hardy never made me fucking witness that. Even Sabu never made me witness that. I've never seen Sabu's arm hanging from his fucking body. You know, like, it's like a different thing.
I
So
think
yeah,
it's their-
I think
they
somebody
don't
is
care.
gonna die for sure.
I think, yeah.
We're gonna see somebody
I-
get power bomb. It's gonna be like a live head spiking death thing, and even like the Johnny Gargano like reverse fucking power slam that happened a few years ago, where like if you had seen that clip, it'd be like, yeah, that guy died. You'd be like, yeah, I believe that.
I think it's because, like, you know, due to the backstage politics and the toxicity and all the lack of communication, it just then transfers to the in-ring work where it's like, I don't really care about this person. Oh, I don't, you know, really care about myself. Fuck this. And then you get careless, and it's a physical combat sport, and then that's you have all these injuries.
Well, and
I think there's also
think about it this
also
way too.
why people are also not just they don't want to come to work too. I think
Well,
that's
and
also
it's
what
like,
it is.
oh well, fuck it. Like I'll just go ahead and do this, and if I get injured, I'll get paid.
Yeah, and then I could like milk it for 2 years.
Yeah, I could just be injured for 2 years. Fuck it.
We have to talk about Mercedes every week. She wasn't around last week because I think she was on some red carpet thing. But she was around this week, and always bet on money. Money always talks, and you're gonna be bankrupt when I pin you 1. So So Renee also wasn't on the show this week.
Oh,
They had
boo.
some other woman. Maybe I think just Moxley and Renee just weren't around this week. But yeah, I hate Mercedes. So I guess
So
that
what
does
is
it
she
for.
doing? She's about to challenge Willow.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the Double or Nothing match is her versus Willow.
Huge match for my girl.
Yeah,
Huge
match for Willow. Willow's
Yeah.
biggest match ever, but not for
Yeah.
Mercedes.
The biggest match of Willow's career. So excited for her.
No,
Love
Double
her.
or Nothing is Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, May 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th.
Yeah. I went the first year that I did it. It was a blast.
5 years. 5-year anniversary.
We had like VIPs and stuff. It was really cool. That was the year they did Gold Dust and Cody and Moxley threw like Omega into like the poker chips and shit. That whole spot and shit.
Look at how beautiful your
remember.
hair looks. Your hair just looks great.
Thank you. CEO.
That's why this guy's selling window shits. His hair looks great.
Usually wear a hat, but I think I'm gonna I think I am gonna like kind of do something differently to maybe help with that.
Yeah, get the hair going.
Like go a little shorter that I can like the wind doesn't mess with it and as much, you know. And it's not just like you know what I mean. Like just someone answers the door and my hair is just like everywhere.
Yeah, you got
You
Jack
know, like-
Swagger hair.
Yeah, like have it
Just go
shorter
on.
up top, and I could put like style it and then be like more professional looking.
Huh.
You know?
Huh.
Maybe I don't know.
Huh.
Whatever. Did you watch? I guess that's it for AEW. Unless you want to talk about anything else AEW before we move on to the E.
No, let's
The
go.
meta.
Let's go. to
So
the E.
did you? I didn't really watch Backlash. Did you?
Oh yeah, it was like
You
a
did?
Saturday afternoon. I had to work at
Yeah,
4.
I-
It was over at like 4. Incredible. So great.
Yeah. You're sorry, I was late, brother.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I was
I had
late,
to
brother.
watch.
I gotta for
I
my
had to watch Bianca and Jade Cargill
win the tag team championships.
versus the cringy Warriors. Oh, by the way, I had another banger Instagram comment on the WWE
Oh
Instagram
boy,
again.
what did you do now, Joe?
This one was of our girl Sam Irvine announcing somebody, and I was just like the Queen of Cringe,
Oh,
and then
no.
it was like everyone starts liking it. Then people start commenting like, "You don't get laid much, do you, brother?
Right.
Oh, yeah, anime profile pic, dude. Yeah, it's all that you're gay."
Wow.
Yeah, they really brought out the knives on that one. Yeah.
I feel like I
Whatever.
should start commenting Queen of Cringe on Samantha Irvine WWE picks, and
Jade Cargill stuff or anything WWE. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Jade Cargill. I don't really like her new hairdo.
With the
Yeah, she's got like the Clark Kent type of.
did you see that though? She has the line, the makeup. She does the makeup line that goes all the way down her body.
Right, just like Storm.
Storm did that.
I don't know.
She is trying to be like Storm. They are
Storm
trying to
is
get some
coming.
like X-Men. Yeah, they're trying to get some X-Men 97 runoff. Did you like any of the matches on the show? I
love
watched
them
a little
all
bit.
because, well, the crowd was amazing. The crowd was incredible. They're saying in the world that
Oh yeah. This is a crowd thing. I'm already fucking sick of it.
you hate it. You hate it already. Okay.
It is so annoying because every fucking thing on the net has been, they would show like something from Raw this week or like something from AEW, and it's like nothing compared to France. Never will be as good as France. Never be as good as Lyon, France. Okay, like not even a person that fucking lived in France that's saying this. It wasn't you that was fucking there, dude.
well,
You
they
know?
loved it.
It wasn't you. Yeah. No, they
France
I'm-
showed up and showed out.
Yeah. That's fine. That's great. It looked great. It sounded great.
Yeah.
But it's just like people are shitting on like the American crowds because it's just like, well, if it's not France, it fucking sucks. Like, it's just weird how people like gatekeep like that and like then compare it to that. And I'm like, yeah, the crowds suck. It's way more exposed wrestling here and shit. That's why. You know, maybe.
Right. It's like a big fun.
They've
deal
never
to
they've
them.
never gotten wrestling there. They're going to be hype, but in general, European crowds are just always hotter because that's just like it's like soccer chants are really unique and like captivating and like clever. Just like when they used to go to like Canada, there would be a crazy crowd. You feel me?
I feel you. I feel you, dog.
You understand
Don't
what I'm
trip,
saying?
dog.
Like, I just don't think that
Don't
people
even
are
trip.
aware that like this is already a common thing that happens in Europe. But now that it's been shown on a WWE event, now it exists in reality.
I will
these
say
people
that it got a little
Don't
annoying
trip, dog.
to me. Don't even trip, dog.
What,
but-
the fans or the people commenting
like,
how great France was?
Well, I mean, no, because WWE is just doing their thing. I mean, WWE is on just another level. Like, they do fan style content. Like, they do like greatest crowd ever. ... Don't even trip,
Yeah.
dog. Hashtag. You know what I mean? Like, they're one step ahead now with the social media. Like, before you can even make a meme about like whatever intro, WWE social media is already doing it, dude.
Yeah.
And it's already got like
AJ
25,000
camera.
views on. Yeah, the AJ camera. Yo, like, usually back in the day with AEW, you see it on all the fucking meme accounts first. You see it on Twitter first, then they'll like maybe make a thing. But yo, WWE's like on it, like right away. And yeah, like but I did think that the crowd, like, because I watched the whole show, so it got annoying. You know what I mean? Like, the AJ and Cody match in a vacuum is like so dope. But if you think about it, I was like,
He said Cole said two former Bullet Club leaders.
yeah. Yo, and they're just on it. They're just talking about Cornette. They're talking about.
I don't
Bullet
think
Club.
anyone that watches the E really knows what the Bullet Club is. That's what's funny. You're not seeing anyone like hype on the fact that it is two Bullet Club guys going at it. It's just that it's all just about France and the fact there were soccer chants.
Yeah. No, I mean, and the crowd made the show. Because how many times have you seen WrestleMania Backlash from, like, I don't know, wherever the fuck, Cleveland, Ohio? And it's like, oh, okay, it's like a bullshit. This is like a bullshit nothing pay-per-view. It's like sucks. This is like an in-between. This is a nothing thing. So now France made it grand. Made it like a huge fucking
Toast. Yeah,
thing.
they made it toast.
It was toast. It was straight up toast. Perfect.
Yeah, greatest show ever, but the show wasn't shit without the crowd.
Right, it wasn't anything without the crowd.
Yeah,
but
that's what people don't
you
understand.
got AJ versus Cody, and Cody used the fighting spirit he did in Japan. He kicked out of the fucking burning hammer after a 1 count. It's awesome. Everything was awesome. It was dope.
But we did get another Bloodline debut.
Oh yeah, you got Tom
Camacho.
and his Hector Camacho.
Camacho.
It's
Now
incredible.
he's in the Bloodline, I guess. They were saying Jacob Fatu, so he might be going. Maybe he's going with the other ones.
I saw a Fightful thing
the
or a
Roman.
something thing that was like they're holding back Jacob because they feel like Jacob will immediately come in and like be the guy, and they want to like cherish and like build Solo a little bit more.
Like overshadow. Yeah. Besides this, I mean, Jey Uso, huge entrance in France. Did you see that entrance?
They're saying it's the greatest wrestling entrance of all time in France.
They said that. You know what was in that? This reminds me of. This is where they're gonna take Backlash every year now. It's a different country or something because they did it in Puerto Rico last year.
Oh, Puerto Rico's so good too.
And then it was
that
like
was the greatest entrance of all time until
Bad Bunny, greatest entrance ever. Oh my God, come back to Puerto Rico. No, we're gonna go to France.
You're right. The Bad Bunny entrance was better than the Jey Uso entrance. The Bad Bunny drone entrance.
Were they teaching them? Did you see this clip where they like everyone get your phones out?
They've been WWE built schools. They built elementary schools 5 years ago to
learn how to like interactive entrances and shit.
Yeah. Just me, Oos.
Yeah, I yeeted all over myself.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeet.
It's so crazy how just like robotic and like, you know, just force fed and like handheld everything is. You
Oh,
know?
stop it.
Well,
Where's your sense of adventure?
you even said what was what were we talking about when we were at Mania? What song was it where it was like 1, 2, 3, and then it's like
Oh,
it like
it's the Seth Rollins. They changed the Seth Rollins because it goes.
oh
It's like they changed the drum roll to like, bop 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 bop. You know, it's like they gotta like once they
yeah
realize
the drum cues it in
right, like once they realize that something's over, they gotta like really like spoon feed it to you, like baka baka 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa. Yeah. You know, it's like they do like little intricacies. Yeah.
Another thing that I forgot to tell you in the off week. So you know these like cosplayer WWE like Mark cosplayer influencers, like these mini influencers.
Oh, like the Dusty Rhodes guy, the wrestler. The person I am.
Do you know
the
Seth
wrestler
Rollins guy? The guy that the light skinned dude that dresses like Seth Rollins.
Do I? I don't know. Bring me up to speed.
Well, there's this gentleman. I was not really aware of him. I maybe seen him at the show. I don't care about the cosplayers and shit. I just do their thing. It's whatever. And I saw this pic. 1 second. I need to get the prop. 1 second.
Get the prop.
Just fill the dead air.
Fill the dead air. I was actually kind of thinking, man, Secret Lab, Titan, extra virgin olive oil, chair. Wow.
So
I wish I had that. I don't even have a
anyone that was on the Twitch stream.
What is this?
We got another belt, brother.
SmackDown 25 spinner.
Anyways, this is for obvious purposes.
Wow. Wow, that looks awesome.
Yeah, I guess SmackDown's on their 25th anniversary, and it's like a spinner belt for that to commemorate that. Anyways, so I bought a few of those, and then I was on Instagram and I saw a picture of this cosplayer. He's a belt mark. He has tons of belts, and he went in his backyard and he took a nice picture. So I took a nice screenshot and I cropped it and I put it on my eBay, and it looked awesome. I get a message saying, "Take that picture down. It's mine, or I'll report you." Went over there. I started getting in his comments. Hey, does anyone that like backdoor myself and advertise on his comment on the picture? Hey, how can I go about getting one of these? I heard you can go on eBay. Does anyone recommend that or anywhere to get that? And then we've been just going back and forth on there. So I'm going back and forth with him on eBay and also on Instagram, but at 2 different aliases, and he has no idea I'm like manipulating him into like advertising. So
You stole somebody else's picture.
that's all I did was steal a picture. As you know, you are a master of this craft of stealing content.
How dare you?
All I did was like screenshot it enough that like his little watermark was out and just used it to you know. And then yeah, so I guess this guy goes around on eBay seeing how much people are paying for stuff, or maybe he wants to buy another, and he was like, "Hey, take the picture down or I'll report you." I was like, "You have no power here. You have no power here. Go back to Instagram."
Wow.
And then I go on Instagram and I'm like, "Hey, does anyone know how to get one? I guess the only place to get one is on eBay." LOL. Just to try to get like bodies in there, you know? Yeah, so just sidebar. What was I saying? What is so funny?
I can't believe how you exposed yourself to being an evil content farmer, an eBay.
You do that every week. Fuck you.
Hey, no, I farm fan footage.
It's not content farming. I just used an image so I could sell something.
So you
of my
turned
own
him
that
into
I
your
do own.
Macy's catalog
Yeah, essentially.
photo. Yeah,
But it's just funny how he thought he had some sort of like exclusivity rights. But yeah, so did you watch Raw last week or this week?
One thing I have not. What did I watch on Raw?
See what CM Punk said on Raw this week?
Oh, I saw that he tried to say that he was a choke out artist.
Well, apparently he locked himself in like the
It was a
WWE
work.
HQ.
It was a work.
That was a work, brother?
I think it was a work, brother. I think it was
Okay.
like, hey, I'm not going to be there. We need something for you to do. How about you get like locked in Titan Towers and you go do a day of social media?
Yeah, just to stay relevant. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. But hey, brilliant stuff.
Work the marks. Just like I worked the guy on Instagram and eBay. I'm just pulling up.
Yeah,
his
and he
old
got to
shit
like,
real
he
quick.
walked into like the warehouse and saw like all the cool stuff. He took you on like the tour of like all the cool stuff that they had, which was dope.
I thought this was a score from this week. 0.77. Ah, I missed those days. This was a Raw from
Yeah, he could have just called someone and be like, hey, I'm locked in.
March 4th, 2023. Sheesh. 0.77. Imagine a Raw getting that now. You thought Raw was bad now? Holy
That's what I'm saying.
fuck.
Like every so often, I'll be reminded of like 2015 through 19. Or I don't know.
Fuck me,
Like,
dude.
yeah, when like Vince, when Vince was just crazy. It was a
Yeah,
crazy
this
Vince
is
time.
crazy. But yeah, he says like not like that choke artist. I see you, Pat. And people thought it was like I thought it was a Jungle Boy reference.
It was.
I guess he was, but then also it could be perceived as him like ribbing himself about the UFC because he tapped on a guillotine choke, I think.
I don't know. I thought it was weird that he once again shouted out Pat. Like, why is he talking to Pat? Why isn't he talking to Michael Cole?
Because
Why
Pat
he,
is like the insider. Pat's like the insider.
yeah, Pat's
guy.
got
Like he knows.
because Pat has probably just as many viewers as Monday Night Raw on his ESPN
if
show.
not more,
you know,
yeah.
if not more. Yeah. So like, it's like, you know what I'm talking about, Pat? It's like, yo, that's so lame. Stop talking. Yeah, yo, my boy. And and even today he tweeted that he was like, or he put like at Pat McAfee show, great show, dude, LOL. And it's like, yo, he's like, CM Punk's trying to get sucked into the Pat McAfee vortex, dude.
Yeah, the vortex.
He's like,
Yeah.
yo, hey man, you should have me on your show, dude.
Yeah, he wants to be on the show. I mean, it'd
Yeah.
be fine to have him on the show. It would help him just because they're just trying to find things to extend Punk till he gets better. I mean,
Right,
that's
and
fine.
the major one is him getting quote unquote trapped in Titan Towers.
Yeah. It's not Titan Towers anymore. They moved the office.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit. He should have walked into an office and accidentally seen Vince McMahon like taking a shit on a desk. Oh shit! Oh my god!
What a maneuver! Then he says that. Raw got almost a 9 this week. They started doing the Queen of Cringe and King of Cringe.
The King and Queen of Cringe and the draft. The draft is happening. The King and Queen of
No, the
Cringe
draft
is-
was the week we were off.
Well, but it
which
still
was really-
happened. It was happening, and it happened.
Yeah, everyone just got drafted to the show they were just on.
Yeah,
It was really fucking stupid. But there were good matches. The Jey Uso Finn Balor match I watched. Io and Natalia was actually pretty good, believe it or not. Ilya Dragunov and Ricochet I watched. That was good. And then I shut it off when we started parading out the NXT folk.
Very, very important question. Just a quick aside. Could you just quickly look at the score of the Rangers game for me, please?
Yes, of course, my son.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Because,
2-1 with 2-1 Rangers
uh-huh.
with 4:40 left in the third.
In the third, 4:40, we're going to miss the whole game.
I guess you should have canceled the pod again.
We
for
should have
something.
canceled the pod, dude.
Yeah.
Shit. They're in Carolina. They're in Carolina tonight, I think.
Yeah, that's where the Canes are from, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shesterkin.
I want to read some comments, some Raw.
Omar Ivar Shesterkin.
4.0 for Raw this week from this person named Roy Decour. Sounds like a French name. A very dead audience after an exceptional SmackDown and Backlash in France.
Yeah, I thought Monday. It felt like Monday was back in the States.
It's just a bunch of marks complaining that it wasn't in France. Like they'll just get over it and they'll be sucking the E's dick within another 3 weeks. You know, all these 4s will turn to 9s again. You know, these fickle fans, brother. Bryan Danielson was always right.
Yo, when Jericho said last night that his match had the highest rating on Cage Match, was that true?
Yeah, I meant to look at it. I was gonna look it up. But one
I
second.
know that I'm thinking about Jericho because that's what I watched right before the show is AEW. So I haven't seen what is Cody up to. Who's he fighting now? What's he up to?
I mean, he just faced AJ.
Right, he faced AJ at Backlash with the cameras shaking.
I don't know. I didn't finish the show. I didn't see a lot of promos on the show either. Nothing that came across my feed, so nothing worth a fuck.
You know what's going to be the fucking nail in the coffin on the fans turning on him? Brandy. He's going to bring her in.
I'm trying to find this Dynamite thing. 5'8", 424.
I know he just fought AJ. It was awesome. I loved it. But what's he up to now? Like, did he come out on Raw and say some shit? I missed it. Speak French.
5'8". No, 5'8" was yesterday. Sorry, I want to find this.
We love Brandy. Who told you it was open mic night?
Bitch.
Bitch. You got a black belt.
Who told you
I'm a
it
black
was
bitch?
bitch?
She's awesome.
So what's going on? So I guess that's it for wrestling. I didn't have any other notes. I just had the Funko Pop comment that was on Raw. We already talked about that.
Oh yeah, Raw.
Oh, I just wrote crowd has turned on Cody, and viewership is down. That was only notes I had for the rest of the E.
They said that,
they were also saying the attendance went down too, and that's why they said that like they were only going to have the small entrance because we're packing so many people in, and then very next week they had the big entrance, and then every week since then the entrance keeps getting bigger and bigger again because like it's just you kind of fucking jinx yourself on that
they
one.
said
Hunter.
it's so funny because they said like Backlash was like the highest gate, right? Like ever.
Yeah.
So, but like the arena was only like an 18,000, like 19,000, whatever. So it's like, if it was the highest gate ever, what did you charge? Like $500 a ticket?
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like, how fucking expensive was this shit if it was the highest gate ever, but it wasn't in like Dallas? You know, Dallas, what they sat like 100,000 in Dallas, 90,000.
It wasn't. It actually wasn't the highest. No, it was the highest on Cage Match. It was the highest match on that show, but that wasn't saying much because it was the highest one on that show at.
Wait, what was the highest match on the show? Oh,
Shibata and Chris Jericho. It scored a 6.68, but that was the highest, which is the highest on the show, which isn't saying much.
Yo, you know, I'm going to say something
Meltzer gave it
controversial.
3 3/4 stars.
I'm going to say something controversial, Joe.
It's probably bullshit anyway. That was that weird match when he put the fucking garbage can on Shibata and they were hitting each other with the kendo sticks. I don't know if you saw any like clips like that and shit, but go ahead.
Yeah, he threw hockey pucks at him and shit. I'm going to say something,
pucks,
and
brother.
I just want to say it out loud for the sake of putting on record that I'm going to be the first one to say this. And that I think that Jericho is onto something here. I think that Chris Jericho is onto something right now. He switched
the learning tree.
The Chris Jericho vortex and he referenced Cage Match, and he's just completely 100% leaning into all the stuff that
The fact he's like unsufferable,
yeah,
or
that he's insufferable, and like he already listened to all the stuff and like really cared about it. So the fact that he's leaning into the Cage Match rating, and he's taking references from Jim Cornette's podcast,
Yeah.
and he's like, and he said he's like, Big Bill has been in the Jericho Vortex for only 2 weeks now, and he's won 2 matches, and he's like, thank you so much, and we scored the highest rating on Cage Match list. Like,
Oblivious, yeah.
I think that he is winning me over, and I'm like, oh wow, like now I'm thinking about it like this, Joe, too. Like, I'm thinking about it the way that he wanted me to think about it when I hated him, which it's like, wow, this is the same guy who 30 years ago did Monday Night Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, wow, okay. Like, he's now leaning into the sheets. He's referencing Cage Match. He's calling it the Jericho Vortex. I feel like I am warming up to the idea. And he's starting to wear the trunks because everybody's telling him his body looks bad. So now he's showing his little legs too. Yeah, dude, I'm kind of into this. And now he's got Big Bill, who's gonna be like his protection. I'm kind of into this thing now. I'm kind of into this.
We'll see where it goes.
Is that crazy? I just feel like, oh wow, no, this is Chris Jericho. You know what? I think I trust this guy.
Well, I mean, leaning into it is the smartest thing you can do. Besides going on break, I'd rather you just go on break. Drink it in, man.
Wait a second. Why is my name on this list? You know, and
drink
that
it
KO,
in.
You know, you think about the KO stuff. That shit was so dope until you heard Chris Jericho talk about his thought process about it. The thing
Well, he was complaining on some podcast that his match should have been. He didn't say the main on that WrestleMania with him and Kevin Owens. It should have been at least the opener, or at least not the two spot,
which title.
Is yeah, like it was like not. It was the most engaging story that year, and they put him in the death spot, the 2 spot.
Yeah, because he had crazy Vince's ear. He was the only guy who had a good storyline in the last like 10 years of WWE with KO. Because he, you know, talked crazy to Vince with Vince.
Talk crazy, yeah. Talk crazy, brother.
Yeah, the click of the pen. You just made the list, dude. Never forget. Never forget.
It's a resurgence.
He's on to something now.
Just in time for election, too.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's the only thing. That's the last step. That's the final step for him.
Final solution.
Yeah, him and Big Bill. What else is going on? I guess that's pretty much it.
No, that's pretty much it. We can end a little earlier today, unless you want to talk about anything else.
Yeah, I mean, just I guess off the top of my head, I hate what they're doing with Swerve. I love what Chris Jericho's doing. I fucking hate the Young Bucks. I think that shit is the stupidest fucking shit ever. Tony Khan wearing the neck brace, you know what? Hey. If I was 16, I might think I might think that Tony Khan's the coolest guy ever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a little Tom Greenish. It's a little wacky, you know.
Undercutters. Remember the Undercutters?
Undercutters.
Undercutters. Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, pepperoni."
Yeah, and the
Get
guy
that shit out of here.
Yeah, chased him with a hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if I was like 16, and I was showing my like 35-year-old uncle Undercutters, he'd be like, "Wow, that guy's an asshole. What an idiot. I hate that guy."
Yeah.
Stupid. I don't get it. Stupid. What an obnoxious prick. Making a mockery of the whole fucking... They gave this guy a TV show, right? So now Tony Khan's wearing a neck brace on the draft. And every fucking 16-year-old kid out there is like, yo, this guy's the man. He sold the gimmick at the draft. Like... Fuck yeah, dude.
The draft.
Yeah, the NFL draft, dude. Oh, my God. He came on. He said that WWE was the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling. This guy's the man. Oh, fuck
Holy
yeah!
shit,
And we're just
dude.
old. We're just old fucks. And we're like, this
no.
guy's an idiot.
X-Men was really good this week. Have you started to watch that
Can you
yet?
tell me about this? I saw you in the Discord. By the way, somebody drop a Discord link. I don't know how to do it, but I saw you in the Discord raving about X-Men 97.
Yeah, there's one episode left.
So they're releasing it weekly on Disney Plus. How many episodes are there? 12?
Jomo, how many episodes are there? She knows.
You know, it's still real to me, damn it. Sam Meeks, shout out. I'm drinking it in. I'm drinking the Chris Jericho Kool-Aid. Hey, June's going to be huge because The Bear, Season 3, end of June. Elden Ring DLC in June.
Yeah. There we go.
There's
June.
some other things. There's I think there's like a new HBO show, Dark Matter. There's like a new Dark Matter show that's coming out in June that looks very fucking interesting. A lot of things in June.
Mhm.
Gonna be a great
Gonna
time.
be a hot summer. Gonna be a hot summer. Drink it in, man.
Get in, man, brother. Is awesome as fuck. I love it. How many episodes are there in this season of X-Men? Is my question.
Of X-Men, yeah, of X-Men. I think it's at least like 11 or so.
There's one more. So there's like 11 or 12, 13. Hey, you know what I watched? In like 2 nights, I decided to binge watch all of True Detective Night Country season 4.
I watched it. Yeah, I watched it already. What'd you think?
Nah.
It kind of tailed off by the end.
Yo, and you know what? That's what they always do. That's what always
They have like a
happens.
cool concept, and it kind of
Yeah, and it always tails off. And you know, season 1, Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson is some of like the dopest, most iconic meme-worthy like shit. Like the setup is so dope. Like the girl in the woods, and it's like, oh my god, there's like an existential horror at bay here, and they never paid it off, even in season 1. Even in season 1, the most critically acclaimed, heralded season of the franchise, with the 2 most dope actors that you could ever fucking have.
with McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, like those first like 3 to 4 episodes are like so dope.
Because
And
it
then
was
it, like, trails off,
supposed
and
to
it,
be like a eldritch kind of like fucking backwater sewer god or something. Right?
Yeah, like an eldritch horror, like a weird cult.
Yeah.
With a deeper conspiracy afoot. You know.
Yeah, and
With,
none of those never really got around to anything.
Yeah, and it never came to pass. And now in this one, in 4, they actually had some.
Or is like The Thing.
Well, they did some. Like you actually saw some shit. There was actually some like horror elements actually.
Yeah, it's like and then like
Yeah.
that's a weird shit.
Or it's like the pointing, like the guy sits up. Like so like if they had taken those elements and put them into the last episodes of season 1, that would have been like maybe the perfect television show, you know.
Yeah.
But like so this one, it's like Jodie Foster, I don't know.
Like crazy.
I hear voices in my head.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, once again, tailed off, unsatisfactory ending. The
It's hard
opening,
writing an ending, bro.
the opening shots, and the shots of like the dead guys' faces, and like the skating rink shot, how it's like it's almost like Art Deco, like that piece of like ice that they bring into. It's like what a great setup, what a show. But yeah, fucked it. They fucked it.
That first season with like the antler headdress thing.
Yeah, Carcosa.
I remember when Marcus Crane had his t-shirt brand.
Right.
Do you remember? Were you aware that he was
Dream
doing
Eater.
like Dream Eater? Correct. I couldn't get the Beetlejuice design. That was my favorite one, but I still have the Dream Eater shirt that is like inspired from that, It's like kind of like it looks like a headdress from from Dark Souls, where it's like it pretty much is like a guy just wearing like a wig, like kind of like the big headdress, and then it has the horns and like the doodads and everything.
Horror, like fucking eldritch horror, like
Yeah, it's similar to what's his nuts wears. Malachi Black.
Malachi Black. What's the name of that one author? Not Aleister Crowley, the other fucking guy who like invented the Cthulhu and talked about the horror, but he turned out to be like a horrible racist. What the fuck's the guy's name? I forget. But yeah, but like I like that, like, what do they call it? Like it's like I guess like eldritch horror, like dark cosmic horror. Cosmic horror. Like the feeling of like a greater dread. And these shows they always
H.P. Lovecraft.
H.P. Lovecraft, there you go. But like this True Detective, they're always setting it up, and they're never paying it off, and it's never good, and it's always like their plot holes aplenty, and like they're talking about they have a good setup, and it's like they just can't bring it home. Yeah.
It's all right.
Hey, shout out for joining the Discord.
Yeah, welcome to Discord. We'll be in there. You gonna stream now, or what are you doing?
No, I mean, the Rangers are over. So yeah, I might just take a nap. I might just take a nap until tomorrow morning.
Oh my God, it's in overtime. 2-2.
Oh, all right, we gotta end the stream then. We're ending it. I'm gonna go watch this overtime game.
I'm gonna go watch it. But it'll probably be over by the time we get there. All
Hey,
right, we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys next week. Out of time.
Out of time. Bye-bye, guys.
What's your streaming schedule like?
I'll be streaming tomorrow on Twitch, probably. I don't think I will be today. But I will be tomorrow, and then maybe at least one time this weekend. So just be aware of the Discord.
Is it on fucking TBS, TNT, New York Rangers, and Carolina Hurricanes? All right, we pulled it up. We got it.
It's on TNT, yeah.
All right.
Where the big
God
boys
bless.
play.
Look at the adjective. Play.
Look at the adjective. Play.
Anyway, good talks, good show. Happy to be back. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Yep,
By the way,
out,
side note, haven't mentioned this in probably 40 weeks. Here comes the lame T-shirts. $20 on the Big Cartel store.
Give it up for T-shirts.
There is still...
I need to order one so I can wear it on the show.
You know what? I think I might get us a gift of matching shirts. I might get us a creator discount gift.
Do they do that?
All right, out of time. Bye-bye. Out of time. Bye-bye. Overtime, baby. It seems that they're in a break. It seems that they're in an overtime break. Did it just go to overtime? That is the question.